Okay, so every couple of years, right, the whole world just stops and gets hooked on one single symbol, the five Olympic rings. We see them absolutely everywhere. But what if I told you that the story we all think we know about them is just not the real story? No, really. Take a second. What do those five rings actually mean? I bet an answer popped into your head right away. Something about the continents, right? It makes perfect sense. It feels so logical. But that's actually the number one myth about this amazing design.
Yeah, you've definitely heard the most common explanation out there. It's the one that seems to click instantly, the five consonant theory.
And that theory is super clean, super simple, right? It says each ring stands for one of the five inhabited continents. You've got blue for Europe, yellow for Asia, black for Africa, green for Oceania, and red for the Americas. It's just a really tidy story, makes for great trivia. But here's the thing, that super popular theory, it's just wrong. I know, it's a great little fact to share, but it's totally a myth. The real story, the truth behind the design is actually so much cooler and way more inclusive. Okay, so check this out. This is the real genius behind it all. The founder of the modern Olympics, a guy named Pierre de Coubertin, came up with something called the six-color principle. The five colors of the rings, plus the white background of the flag, they were chosen for one simple, absolutely brilliant reason. With those six colors, you could make the flag of every single nation that was competing back then. How amazing is that? It's just a masterstroke of design that includes everyone. And get this, he came up with this all the way back in 1913. So for more than 100 years, this symbol has had this incredible hidden layer of meaning. It's this quiet promise that every single nation is represented, that every athlete has a place. So that was the original idea, which is just brilliant. But, as the world changed and tons more countries started competing, that whole every flag principle got a little tricky to maintain. So, what's the official meaning today? What does the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, say the rings stand for now? Well, back in 1979, the IOC made it official. They clarified the meaning. Now, they do say the rings represent the unity of the five continents, so that part isn't totally out of left field, but they really shifted the focus. The main meaning, the real heart of it, is all about the spirit of the games, that ideal of fair, honest, friendly competition that brings athletes from all over the world together. So, if you want to boil it down, here's the easiest way to look at it. The myth, it's all about geography. This color for that continent. But the reality? That's about an idea. It's about the spirit of global unity and fair play. It's much less about the map, and so much more about the handshake at the finish line. But this symbol isn't just some abstract concept on a flag. Its meaning is actually brought to life in this really powerful, really cool tradition. It's a living symbol, for sure, and you see that most clearly in the Olympic flag handover ceremony. This is what happens at the end of every single Olympics. During the big closing ceremony, the mayor of the city that just hosted passes the Olympic flag to the president of the IOC. Then, the president gives it to the mayor of the next host city. And that flag, it gets displayed in their city hall for the next 4 years. It becomes this physical link in a global chain, literally passing the spirit of the games from one place to the next. So from now on, when you see those five rings, try not to just see a logo for a sports competition. See what it really is. A promise. A promise of unity, a promise of fair play, and a promise of that incredible human connection that can cross any border and overcome any difference. For over 100 years, these rings have been a symbol for our shared hopes. But as our world keeps changing, you have to wonder, what will they represent in the next 100 years? It's something to think about. Thanks so much for diving into this with us.